Hi kids! In this video, we'll be learning all about the QC checks for 6.9 walkway inspection. As you can see here, we have a nice completed walkway, fit with decking, cross beams, fencing, and all that jazz. So come on and follow along as we explore the interesting and amazing world of quality control. Hi Josiah, what are you doing?
Hey Jacob, I am measuring the decking board.
Wow, that sounds neat. Mind if I verify the dimensions?
Sure.
Wow. First thing you have to do is measure the length. Oh, look at that. Measuring the halfway point. And now the edge. Notice he marks down the length of the board every time. Now let's do the width. Neato! He marked the center line. That'll help us drill the holes. Look at that. Now he's marking the holes for the drill. But you didn't verify the depth. Next, let's verify the depth. Sweet! You can't see it from your point of view, but he wrote down the number on the side. Wow! After verifying the depth, he writes the length on the side. Now what are you doing, Josiah?
Finishing up the decking, drill points for Justin to be able to drill into it.
Neato!
And then it goes to Justin.
The last thing you want to do is to verify the dimensions of your suspender. Now remember kids, every suspender starts out as a straight piece of rebar, but then we add a bend. The first dimension you should verify is your length. Huh. The next dimension is the width. Huh. And the last dimension you should verify is your tail. Lastly, don't forget to check if your suspenders fit in the crossbeam holes. Good! Okay, kids, now that you've verified your dimensions, just make sure they're all within your design tolerances given by your DEIC. And now that we're done verifying dimensions, we can move on to step 2. Hi kids! Step 2 to any quality control check on your walkway is to put on your swings. We have 3 special steps to put on your swings. Step 1, grab your crossbeam. Wow! Step 2, insert your suspenders, making sure the hook faces outward. Wow! Make sure they're all the way inserted. Which way does this suspender go? This way? You're right. It faces outward. Yeah. Yay, we did it. That's step 2. Now, step 3, take your cheater pipes and bend the tails. First tail on the top, making sure you're perpendicular with the wire. Insert your cheater pipe and bend. Yeah. Making sure they're about horizontal so it won't slip off. Then we do our tails on the bottom. Wow. 1 bend, 2 bends. Can you get a 3rd in? Three bends. Wow, just like our 3 special steps. Now repeat those same bends on the opposite suspender. Now, make sure to kick your swings out to the proper distance. The last part to step 2 on your QC checks on the walkway is to install a cable to hold up the first crossbeam. If we can get a closer look, as you can see here, we have a small section of cable clamped to the long walkway cable in order to hold back our first crossbeam. This ensures that our first crossbeam doesn't slip, and so we get a good, even spacing on every single beam. Hi kids! Step 3 to any QC form for the walkway is to check that your boards are properly staggered. Now, see here, our boards are about 2 meters long. Wow! So what's half of 2 meters? 1 meter. So let's check. What? Wow! It's 1 meter. So make sure that your boards are spaced 1 meter apart so that decking can be properly done. Hi kids! So the next step to any 6.9 walkway quality control form is to measure the tilt at your midspan. To do that, you go to your midspan, get a level, get a tape measure, and do as I do. You put down the level, making sure that the level bubble is right in the middle. And then you measure. That looks about 3 centimeters off. Shoot, we better make some adjustments. So the next step to part 4 of your QC videos on 6.9 is to make sure your suspenders are tightly attached to your walkway cables and your cross beams. So for each suspender, you're going to pigtail making sure your suspender is tightly wrapped around your wire. The next thing you're going to want to check for is that your tails are tightly attached to your cross beams like so. So, in case you find any suspenders that weren't properly attached to their cross beams like so, you can use this method to correct that. You'll need a helper. Cebu Ciso will help us out here. So put your cheater bar on, bend down, around, and you'll have your help. Easy as pie. Hi kids! The first part to your step 6 on the QC form for 6.9 walkway is to fill your tubes with grout. Once your tubes have been adjusted and clamped properly, you can fill your tubes with grout, making sure to pack that in real deep and tight with a stick, like this stick. See? In there nice and tight. Then do that for all 4 cables, and you're done. The next part to step 6 of your QC checks on your walkway is to re-torque all of your clamps on your cables. To do this, you first check your manufacturer's specs to see how tight you need each of your cable clamps to be, and then you use a torque wrench with a reader on it in order to reach that number. You put your wrench on and go! The next part to step 6 is to verify that your wires are properly sealed. So here we have an example of a wire that's not sealed. Look here, you can see it by its metallic color. But down here, we see a wire that is properly sealed. To do this, apply 1 coat of sealant, wait 2 to 4 hours, and then apply a second coat of sealant. So, when you're applying your sealant, make sure that there's sealant on all cables that will be beneath the level of the walkway. Well, that means below the bricks, below the ramp walls. Anything above, you're A-OK.